at first I wasn't happy with them. They used to bring friends home and they used to sing in Xhosa. And I got annoyed in the beginning. And then I said, why you bring these children in here? And then they started explaining to me what is it that they're unhappy with and why is it that they joining the youth movements and all that. So then I slowly began to understand why they got involved until they introduced me to Mrs. Jaffer, which was, they had a women's group called the UWCO, because the ANC Women's League was banned at that time. So I joined the UWCO branch. I still got my UWCO card. And then we started having meetings, but it was called tupperware meetings. We were too scared to say it was political meetings. So what we'll do, we'll each sit at the table with a magazine. Should the police rush in there, and then we will just hide away what we were busy with, discussions, and then we will we'll just read the books like the magazines and so on. And that is how I became involved. But they were very much more involved, even Yasmina, and they used to come and make posters and banners and all that kind of things. And then only when the police started looking for Yasmina, then I realized they are now very serious. And with me also going to meetings and have discussions about women's rights. Like some women will say, their husbands go to soccer meetings, but they're not allowed to go to meetings. Then the chairperson will also say, you must stand up for your rights. If he goes to a meeting on a Monday night, you say you want to go to a meeting on Tuesday night, and he must allow you to go. And that is how we empowered one another. Although I didn't have a husband to answer. My husband died when I was 33. My kids were still very young. So I could just go and do my thing. But there were lots of women that were married that had problems coming to meetings. And even babysitting. Like they must babysit when the husbands go to meetings, but when they go to meetings, they must take the babies with. And we spoke about it and we discussed it and we said it's not fair. Leave the children and just go, because you also have a right. And my place in number 50 Batts Road was a hot spot. Because of their involvement, all the students would come and rally there in the afternoons, make pamphlets and posters and all that. So the police knew, and when they became aware, they used to regularly visit my home and chase students and throw tear gas in my house, and the kids just had to. Whereas other people, they were too scared. They would close or lock their doors. When I, as I say, I can't remember how old I was when I joined UWCO. But I must really say I am so glad that I did, because we learned a lot and we met a lot of people through that. And we went a lot to the townships. Otherwise, I was already a mother of 6 children and we never set foot into the townships. But I was so glad to meet and to see the other side of our area. And those people, the Africans, they were very, they also stood, but they were so downtrodden, and you had to see the little places that they stayed in. There's one women's march where Mr. Desmond Tutu, his wife, she was also in the front. We would put all the prominent people in front, like the Black Sash, Busak, Dorothy Busak, I can't remember, and I think it was Mary Burton from the Black Sash, Amy Thornton, they were all in front. And the Dorothy Busak also. And then there was only one man in that march. But although we called it a women's march, but he defied. He said, I'm going to join the march. And we were happy that he was there. And we didn't chase him. He was locked up with us in Caledon Square. We were all picked up. I was also picked up. I had a board in front with my prison number and everything. But I think it was 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, we paid a fine of 30 rand, and then we were all released.
And it sounds like women were very much on the ground, on the forefront of the story.
Yes, definitely, yeah. Women weren't afraid. We were chained to Parliament also. We chained ourselves to Parliament. That was when Yasmina was detained under Section 29. We didn't even know where she was. And then we demand for the release. I've got lots of pictures and photos where we were standing with placards in front of St. George's Cathedral. That was our main, every week we used to go there, and we used to go into the cathedral and sit there and relax. And there was a little tea shop, coffee shop next to it. You'll go and sit there. All the parents will go after the courts. There's lots of stories that we can, I can vaguely remember, I can remember all those things. So
you would go to the cathedral while your children was in court?
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit more about, you did speak about this, you said here, police brutality, but also the fact that many people saw the injustices, but did not feel that they need to challenge the reality. Even in your own family, they thought that we should not get involved.
Yeah, sure. Because of my house was always surrounded by police. So my mother also, after a while, she got scared because so many people were arrested around us. Like my one neighbor also just on the other side of the road. He was also arrested at the march, and then also in a state of emergency. And it's not nice. People were so scared. And slowly we, in that way also, we made people more aware also. And more people came to support, scared or not. I couldn't even sleep at home. There were nights when my house was in darkness because the police would come there, knock on the door. Sometimes they won't even knock. My front door was kicked in. The children's doors were all kicked in. The bathroom door, I had to replace the doors. But the bathroom door where they kicked in, with the kids, they run into any room to lock. So the bathroom and the toilet was always a lock on. Bedroom doors didn't have locks on, but they used to push a cupboard again, but they would kick it open. So most of the doors were kicked in, except for my room. They never went into my room. And that was the first room because they knew the first room, they will always go in, so they avoided. But the back room was all kicked in. Now what I did with my bathroom, I tell everyone, if you want me to remove, there was a hole kicked in there. But I had a piece of plank, I just covered it. I said I want to keep that as a reminder of what they did. They just targeted 50 Bats Road.
Your focus was initially on your children, your daughters that were arrested and so on, and then you became a member of the Detainees Persons of South Africa.
After the unbanning of, let me just think. The unbanning of all the organizations. Then the UWCO became the ANC Women's League, and I was part of the ANC Women's League. And in 1994, when we had to vote, we were so happy to cast our votes. And we had a rap on the voting. I was a rapper also. I was looking for the photo while I was sitting, waiting. I couldn't find it. We were women of 5. It's like we have such a lot to do. And the veggies to chop, the fight to stop, going to the shop, and all that. It rhymes. It's very nice, man. And the other one about the voting was, you the man of the house. You make the cross. No, but it's to do with voting. But I've still got the words, man. I can't remember. And then each one of us would say a few words, and then the next one continue. So it was nice. And we had skirts in the ANC colors, black, green, and gold skirts and black sweaters. And then we went to a lot of organizations to do our rap. Just about 5 or 6 women. But the wording was so nice. And I can't even remember who made it up. Maybe we as a group.